Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. English Podcast, the podcast where we make learning English fun and practical. I'm James.
And I'm Emma. Today we're talking about something we all do but rarely think about, our daily routines.
That's right. From the moment we wake up to when we go to bed, we're doing so many actions. And for English learners, these everyday verbs are absolutely essential.
They really are. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's walk through a typical day together. James, why don't you start us off? What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Well, Emma, I have to confess something embarrassing. My alarm goes off at 6:30, but I don't actually get out of bed until 7:00.
You hit the snooze button?
Multiple times. But here's a funny story. Last Tuesday, I was so tired that I dreamed I was getting ready for work.
Oh, really?
In my dream, I woke up, brushed my teeth, got dressed, everything. Then my alarm went off again, and I realized I was still in bed. I had to do everything twice, once in my dream and once in real life.
That's hilarious. So for our listeners, James is teaching us important morning verbs. Wake up, get out of bed, brush your teeth, get dressed. These are basics, but we use them every single day.
Right. Exactly. So after I finally drag myself out of bed, I go to the bathroom, wash my face with cold water. That really wakes me up. And then brush my teeth. What about you, Emma?
I'm definitely more of a morning person than you, James. I wake up at 6 o'clock, and the first thing I do is make my bed. My grandmother always told me, make your bed, and you've already accomplished something before breakfast.
That's good advice. So then you go to the kitchen?
Yes! And here's where it gets interesting. I make breakfast, but I have this little routine. I always make coffee first. That's non-negotiable. Then, while the coffee is brewing, I prepare breakfast. Usually toast with butter and jam, some fruit, maybe yogurt.
See, I'm the complete opposite. I make a big breakfast. Eggs, bacon, sometimes pancakes on weekends. But I have this terrible habit of burning the toast.
Uh-oh.
Last month, I was making breakfast and daydreaming about my vacation. Suddenly, I smelled something burning. The smoke alarm went off, and my toast was completely black. My neighbor knocked on my door, thinking there was a fire.
Oh, no. So our listeners can imagine this scene. James in his kitchen, smoke everywhere, alarm screaming, and a very concerned neighbor at the door. That's quite a morning.
It was mortifying, but it teaches an important lesson. When you cook dinner or make breakfast, pay attention.
Absolutely. After I have breakfast, I get dressed. I work from home most days, so I put on comfortable clothes. But I always put on real clothes, not pajamas. It helps me feel ready for work.
That's smart. I put on my suit because I go to the office, put on my shoes, put on my coat, and then I leave the house at 8 o'clock sharp.
Right.
Emma, have you ever left the house and then realized you forgot something?
Oh, constantly. Last week I was rushing to a meeting downtown. I left the house, walked to the bus stop, and then realized, no phone. I had to run back home, grab my phone, and I missed my bus. I was 15 minutes late.
Of course. These little mishaps happen to everyone. So, let's talk about the workday. Emma, you mentioned you work from home most days. What does your work routine look like?
Right. So I go to my home office, which is actually just a corner of my living room. I sit at my desk around 8:30, turn on my computer, and the first thing I do is answer emails. It's like opening a floodgate sometimes.
I know exactly what you mean. I do the same thing. Sit at desk, work on computer, answer emails. Some mornings I have 50 or 60 emails waiting for me. It can be overwhelming.
Then, throughout the morning, I write articles, prepare lessons for online students, and attend meetings. although my meetings are online, which is quite convenient. James, you have a lot of in person meetings, right?
Yes. And here's a funny story about meetings. 2 weeks ago, I had a very important meeting with a new client. I prepared everything perfectly: my presentation, my documents, everything.
So,
I went to the meeting room, started my presentation, and then halfway through, I realized my fly was unzipped.
Oh no, what did you do?
I had to casually walk behind the table and zip it up while pretending to get something from my bag. I don't think anyone noticed, but I was so embarrassed. My face was probably red for the rest of the meeting.
That's mortifying. So, listeners, here's an important tip. Before you attend meetings, check everything: your presentation, your documents, and yes, your zipper.
Definitely. So Emma, do you take a lunch break?
Of course. Around 12:30 or 1 o'clock, I have lunch. Usually I make a sandwich or a salad. Sometimes I eat leftovers from dinner the night before. Do you bring lunch from home or eat out?
I usually bring lunch from home. My wife makes extra dinner and I bring it to work. But Fridays are special. On Fridays, my colleagues and I eat out at different restaurants. We're trying to find the best lunch spot in the neighborhood.
That sounds fun. Last Friday, I decided to treat myself. I ordered Thai food, green curry with rice. But when I went to pick it up, I grabbed the wrong bag.
Oh no.
I got all the way home, opened it, and found someone else's order: pizza. I had to walk back to the restaurant. The person with my curry was probably very confused when they found it.
These mix-ups are the best stories. You know what, Emma? I think our listeners can really visualize these situations. That's what makes daily routines interesting, the little unexpected things that happen.
Absolutely. So, James, after lunch, you work more hours, right?
Yes, the afternoon is usually for focused work. I write reports, return phone calls, and finish up projects. My brain works better in the afternoon, actually. I finish work around 5:30 and then I go home.
The commute back home. That's another adventure, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I take the subway, and it's always crowded. But last Thursday was incredible. I was on the subway reading my book, and I completely missed my stop.
Oh no.
I was so absorbed in the story that I looked up and realized I was 3 stops past my station. I had to get off, cross to the other platform, and go back. I got home 20 minutes late.
That's actually happened to me too. When you read a good book, the whole world disappears. So when you finally get home, what's the first thing you do?
I collapse on the sofa. Well, not literally collapse, but I relax on the sofa for about 15 minutes. Sometimes I watch TV, usually the news. What about you?
Since I work from home, my routine is different. When I finish work, I try to go for a walk immediately. It helps me transition from work mode to evening mode. I walk around my neighborhood for about 30 minutes, listen to music or a podcast, sometimes your podcast.
That makes sense.
Always. After my walk, I come home and start thinking about dinner. I cook dinner almost every night. Sometimes I make pasta with vegetables, sometimes soup, sometimes I try new recipes. Last week, I tried to make homemade pizza.
I hope it's entertaining. How did that go?
It was a disaster. The dough was supposed to rise for an hour, but I misread the recipe. I put it in the oven too early, and it came out flat and hard like a cracker. My partner took one bite and said, "Maybe we should order pizza instead."
At least you tried. Cooking can be tricky. I usually help my wife cook dinner. We work together. She prepares the ingredients. I do the actual cooking.
Teamwork?
Then after dinner, one of us cooks and the other washes dishes. It's teamwork.
That's a good system. I hate washing dishes, but it has to be done. Do you do anything special in the evening?
Well, after dinner and dishes, I usually read a book for about 30 minutes. I'm currently reading a mystery novel. Sometimes I talk to my family on the phone. My parents live in another city, so I call them twice a week. What about you?
I love to read too. After dinner, I might watch a TV show with my partner, or I read a book. Sometimes we talk to friends online or play board games. But here's my favorite evening activity, and this might sound strange. I listen to relaxing music and just sit quietly for 10 minutes.
Just quiet?
No phone, no TV, just peace.
That doesn't sound strange at all. That sounds wonderful, actually. We're all so busy and connected all the time. 10 minutes of quiet sounds perfect.
It really helps me sleep better. Speaking of sleep, what time do you go to bed, James?
I try to go to bed around 11 o'clock, but it's usually closer to 11:30. Before bed, I brush my teeth. Can't forget that, twice a day teeth brushing. Then I set my alarm for the next morning. Sometimes I read in bed for a few minutes.
I'm the same. I go to bed between 10:30 and 11 o'clock. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and then I absolutely must read for at least 15 minutes. It helps my brain relax.
Mm-hmm.
Although, sometimes I get too interested in the book and end up reading for an hour.
And then you're tired the next morning.
Exactly. It's a vicious cycle. But James, we should tell our listeners about something important. We've been using all these verbs naturally. Wake up, get out of bed, make breakfast, go to work, cook dinner, wash dishes, go to bed. These are the building blocks of English conversation.
You're absolutely right. If you're listening and you're learning English, try this exercise. Describe your own day using these verbs. Say it out loud or write it down. Start with, in the morning, I wake up at, and then describe everything you do. That's a great point, Emma. And another great way to practice is to use these verbs to tell your own stories, just like we did. The funny little mistakes, like my burned toast, make learning more memorable.
And don't worry about making mistakes. I've been speaking English my whole life, and I still make mistakes. Remember my pizza disaster? Sometimes the best stories come from when things go wrong.
That's so true. And that's actually why daily routines are perfect for learning English. They're real, they're relatable, and everyone has their own unique stories to tell.
Before we finish today, let's do a quick review. James, can you list the morning routine verbs?
Sure, wake up, get out of bed, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, wash your face, make breakfast, have breakfast, get dressed, put on your shoes, put on your coat, leave the house, and go to work.
Perfect. And the evening verbs: go home, relax, watch TV, cook dinner, wash dishes, read a book, talk to family and friends, go for a walk, listen to music, brush your teeth, and go to bed.
Excellent. So, listeners, we want to hear from you. What's your daily routine? Do you have any funny stories like our burned toast or mixed up lunch orders? Leave us a comment or send us a message.
And remember, learning a language takes time and patience. You won't become fluent overnight, but with consistent practice, you'll make progress every single day.
Just like your daily routine, small actions repeated every day lead to big results.
That's a perfect way to end. Thank you so much for listening to English Every Day. I'm Emma.
And I'm James. Keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.